Good morning, all. Miracle Rising. I hope you slept well. I slept well. I had some dreams. Martin Luther King had a dream. What is that, Kendrick Lamar song? I like that song. Martin Luther had a dream, and they took him out. That's what they do. If you get in the way of their process, if you get in the way of speaking truth, if you get in the way of elevating humanity, essentially is what it boils down to. You must be taketh out. Just ask all the greats. All the greats. It's one of those things. Golly, something came to me. You know, I watched Baron Coleman bat on last night, and it's unfortunate because, you know, there's so much in this investigation with Charlie Kirk, and there's so much coming up, and there's so much unraveled. And the difficult thing is that they never, when it comes to receipts, when it comes to proof, they never provide any alibis, they never provide any documentation saying otherwise to exonerate themselves. And it's because they don't have to. It's because they don't have to. They walk, they wake up, they start their day, they do whatever their morning grind is, and they know that they're sitting pretty. You know, they've got a lot of powerful people that stand behind them, that got their back in reference to whether the truth will truly come out, or whether they'll actually get prosecuted, or whether there'll actually be a true investigation. And that, you're seeing the same thing with Epstein files in reference to that. And it's sad. It's really sad, but it kind of tags in to my video I made yesterday in reference to my local credit union. Like, there's certain mechanics, and I'm not saying mechanics that work on cars. I'm saying mechanics in this world that are so outside of the general laws of what's right and wrong, the criminal laws and the judicial laws, that there are a lot of people that walk among us that are for some reason above the law. They are above the law. They are. I've met a lot of them. I've come into contact with a lot of them. They're always at the wrong place at the right time, or the right place at the wrong time. And I always felt myself that way too. But they never got in trouble. They never got in trouble. And it makes me think of my ex-husband and, you know, that whole scenario, which ain't gonna put him on blast. That's all on him. But even in reference to this whole debacle of everything that's been exploited in my life based off he said, she said, and based off smear campaigning and narrations, for whatever reason, they got conjured up. A lot of the times, what people don't understand is because we walk in a world being ran on money, power, and greed, and ego, people, they run on thinking that they were elected or chosen by God to walk out whatever trajectory they have ahead of them. And whether it's right or wrong, or whether it's evil or good, when you have corruption and you have coercion and you have blackmail and you have exploiting and you have all of these things entangled in it, it's kind of deep. It's kind of deep. And something came to me when I was watching Andrew Kovac and Blake Neff speak. Okay, watching both of them speak was a joke. They both, you can look at them and blatantly tell that they're lying. By their gestures, by their mannerisms, by their eyes, how they articulate things. You can pick up on these things. When you walk in your truth, you become a little human detector, a little lie detector. You do. And just seeing how it's very difficult for them to look at the camera. You can just tell when people are speaking to you genuinely, heartfelt, and real. And they don't. They do not. And so, oftentimes Trump doesn't either. Oftentimes Erica doesn't either. She puts those eyes in there. Golly. And the thing is something that came to me because Andrew said something that I thought was really contradictive and oxymoron. And this is how I'm going to explain it. He was talking about the text message chain that Candace released, that he told her about, but she released it. And he didn't release it because it was private. It was a private conversation. Well, I get that. But here's what I have to say about that. About these little, and this is how they flip it. Just like the tainted jury pool. They use these things for their need. It's crazy to me. Oh, I can feel my heart beater pattern. So, as well as I sit here, I know without a doubt that Charlie had handlers in his life. He did. And Andrew Kovac was one of them. I'm sorry, but he was. And again, this is my opinion, my thoughts, speculation, however you want to spin it. Okay, and better yet, sue me. Sue me for what? That's what I'd like to know. What you gonna sue me for? Good luck, buttercups. But that said, and if I think it's caught anyways, we'll go down the happy lawsuit lane. How these people operate in the lawsuits. I know a lot of people in reference to that too. But I think it's comical that it's okay for people to be placed in people's life, whether that's to handle them, whether that's to be a patsy, whether that's to be a pawn. And it's okay for them to exploit their life. That's okay, you see. That is okay. It is okay for them to play a part in their life because they are handling them and they are guiding them into the way that they need, because that's what they're designed to do. You see, there's nothing wrong with that type of universal laws and privacy. You see, that is okay. That is okay for them to do that. But when it comes to providing truth in the text message chains and things of this nature, you see, then they carry a duality where there's privacy that they'd like to adhere to. And I'm sitting here thinking, brother, homie, let me do my hands like Trump. Yo, you were put in his life to handle. Can't sit here and say you weren't. Okay. I know a little something about handlers. And when they're trying to handle you, they ain't thinking about your privacy. I'll tell you that. They ain't thinking about your privacy. So why is it okay for them to do such things? But when the roles reverse and the tables change, now we're going to talk about privacy. You can't shit, you got to shit or get off the pot. Okay? Like you just do. The universal laws of the world, the universal laws of right and wrong, the universal laws of treating people fairly, being honorable, doing unto others as you want done to you, reaping what you sow, what above, so below, what's done in the dark comes to light. All of these things are true, they're real, they're facts. It is literally proven, okay? You can't sit here and pick and choose and bend reality to work for your needs and think that that's going to work. You can't sit here and then say you're God-fearing people. You're representing what God wants. And so that's something that came to me, and I hope this video resonated, but I find it comical. I could see people in my past saying dumb crap like that, like, oh, now they want privacy, but me not having privacy, me being exploited was A-okay. A-okay. And that's the same thing with Charlie, and it's just wrong. hope everybody has a good day. I love you guys.